actor here in Los Angeles. I moved here from Chicago just about a year ago. I was living in Long Beach at that point, and I moved here to Echo Park in April, just in April of this year. I love my space. It's tiny, and I've got to keep all of my worldly possessions in this one room, essentially. But it's mine, and I like it. I like the color, which was already set. I like the furniture. Essentially, everything is exactly the way I want it. The trouble can be working two survival jobs and trying to figure out how things work here in Los Angeles. It's easy to get into a routine where instead of taking that extra step to put the laundry in the hamper, it looks nice and perfect on the floor. And as the room starts to stagnate, so does my energy and my drive. What I'm really taking today to do is get this whole room into a situation where it is a lot more manageable, where I know I've got a place for everything. And so when I have to think about where does this thing go, it starts to become second nature. That's probably been one of my biggest issues, is just that things aren't quite where they need to be the most user-friendly. So that's what today's going to be all about. Honestly, when it comes to my clothes, I'm pretty happy with the majority of my wardrobe, but it is almost sort of too much. I also went through and was trying to be a little more selective about the clothes that I kept. I have a handful of clothes that I know I don't wear because they don't even end up on the floor, let alone in the hamper. They've been staying on those shelves since April, certainly. So it was time to give those clothes another look to see maybe there's something in here that I can pass along and make useful to somebody else. I'm really happy with how it turned out. You know, it took all day. It took a long time. But it wasn't just a quick room clean. It wasn't just a spruce. It was a really deep, necessary clean. I feel like there's a lot more space. Certainly next to my bed, between my bed and the closet, there's a lot more space. It just doesn't feel cramped. It feels like I can really stretch out and just sort of take advantage of the fact that that everything's in its place now. Everything is set. One of the other things I noticed while I was doing this work is that most of these days I keep the curtains closed. Now, we have western exposure, at least in my room, so definitely there comes a period of time where the sun is really hot, and that helps a lot to keep the heat down. But at the same time, it does feel not only closed off from the world, but it blocks out a lot of light, a lot of natural light, which I think is important. It really brightens up this whole space. So I'm going to make an effort to keep those open more, just to let the world in and let the light in a little bit, and it helps make the room feel a little bit bigger and not so closed off. I mean, aside from that, I've got some really great views, especially as the sun goes down. I mean, the sunsets here in Echo Park are pretty unbeatable. So, yeah, I feel like I've taken a few great steps to make this place somewhere where I can really grow and thrive.